So this tutorial is going to be based on Ganryu. Ganryu is obviously just recently added to this game, and he's a pretty unique character. Like, he doesn't really play like anyone else in the game. So the main thing you should know about Ganryu is that his offense is very sticky, and by that I mean it's very hard to get away from him because a lot of his stuff moves forward. Like his step 1-1, for example, moves him forward. His jab even moves him forward. A lot of stuff like back 2-1, like, has a lot of approaching moves, and then 1+2. I'll go over these moves in more detail later on. So he's a very sticky character. Like, he's rushed in. He makes you. The main thing is his stem for 3 low, which is +5 on hit, forces you in crouch, and it's hard to get away from it. Now, in the open, you can backdash a second, then for 3. In most cases, most characters should be able to backdash a second, then for 3. But if he gets you off the wall, you can't escape. You can't escape this. So his wall game is really strong. So he's a very rushed on heavy character, but he has an okay neutral because his clap is a pretty decent whip punisher. It's safe and a high. Let me make him stop sprint kicking. So yeah, Ganryu is a very rushed on heavy character. So I'll go over some of his moves. So his jab is actually 12 frame. It's +9 on hits, but it is 12 frame, so it's 2 frames slower than average jab. On counter hit, he gets a free headbutt, which is his 10 frame. So on counter, it's +10, and should be +10 normally, or 11. Sorry, it's +11. But anyway, it gives headbutt anyway, regardless. So it's quite strong. It's kind of hard to confirm his single jab, but it's also +3 on block as well. It's +1 like a usual jab. So it can be kind of hard to confirm jab into head, but it's really strong if you can do it because it's a free wall splat. So that's his jab anyway, and it has a 1-2. He has a 1-2 of course, but in my opinion, it just bears doing a single jab. His 2-1 is really good because it's 12 frame. It's his 12 frame punisher, 24 damage. It's nice. But on hit, he can go into a stance, which is called Tachi. So 2-1 into Tachi 3, for example, is a very damaging and +9 on hit low. And if he hits you at 2-1, you can't backdash to 3. So he gets a little mix up off that between 2-1 on hit into the 3, or 2-1 on hit into this hit confirm, which is a wall splat tailspin. But mid, is hit confirmable. So yeah, as a putter, I'll go over the stance a little bit more, but 2-1 is very strong. And if you try to interrupt the stance or try to step against the stance, he has 2-1-2, which is a very damaging launcher at the end of the string. And the best thing is, it's only -11. It's only -11 on block, so it's actually not that bad to throw out. So the risk rewards in your favor. So if they respect you, you can go for the mix-ups. So 2-1 on block into this, or 2-1 on block into 4-1 +2 for the mid, back 1 +2 for the low. This is on block because if they backdash, they can backdash this on block, the 3, so they can backdash this on block. So there is no mix-up on block. But on hit, there's a real mix-up between these. On block, there's a real mix-up between these. So let's go over some more stuff. 1+2 is a 19 frame mid counter launcher. It's a 19 frame counter launcher. And it has a follow up if they try to interrupt. And it's also a counter launcher. So 1+2 is decent as a range counter launcher. And on counter, it's all string. And if you go into stance, you can convert with the Tachi one. So that's 1+2 there anyway. 4-2 is a 14 frame mid +1. It has some high crush, and on counter it knocks down, and you get free 4-4-3 attempt. So they're forced to block the 4-4-3. They can't get up. They can't spring kick. They can't do get up kicks. If you delay the 4-4-3, it'll cover tech rolls as well. And So 4-2 is very strong. 4-2-1, which is this 14 frame, 16 frame high, which on hit it gives a free headbutt. It links into headbutt, and it's +4 on block. So it's pretty good against the wall, because if it hits, you get a wall splat. His Denfort 1 string is very good. So it's 13 frame, like most Denfort 1s. It's +6 on, it's +7, +6 on hit. It's +7 from further out, yeah. So it's +6 on hit normally. It has a natural follow-up to Denfort 1-4, which is -2 on hit. And if the second hit connects, the third hit is natural on counter. The second to third hit is natural on counter. This is really good as a mid check, because Ganryu is so plus on a lot of stuff that this is good as a check. So for example, jab on block into Denfort 1, it trades in your favor. Or Denfort 3 into Denfort 1. It's little stuff like that, and you can make them freeze up and respect you because of the follow-ups. The second hit is unsafe though. The second hit is -13, but then you have this to counter hit or punish on it. But this can be ducked. But it's all like a mind game. Am I going to do a single Denfort 1? Am I going to continue it? Am I going to continue it even further? It's all mixed up. So just use it well. This Denfort 2 is really good because it's only -11. It launches crouching opponents, and it has a follow-up. If you try to punish Denfort 2 on its own, it has a follow-up with jabs that you can still combo off. The only way out of this is, the only way to punish both options is a guaranteed dick jab. So Denfort 2, so the combo is something like this. Nah, my Ganryu is specialist, so I don't know like optimal combos. But I think something like this maybe. That's one for damage anyway. But Denfort 2 is pretty good. And like I said, if you try to interrupt it on block, if you try to punish it on block, you can do this and still get a combo, which I think is actually like really dumb. But it's there anyway. So Denfort 2, definitely throw that sometimes during pressure, like after Denfort 1 on hit, if they're it's +6, so if they're afraid of a low or something, you can do this. Or even just Denfort 3 on hit into Denfort 2. If you try to mash while standing for or something, you get a trade combo in your favor. So yeah, Denfort 2, definitely throw that sometimes. The risk reward's insanely in your favor, especially with the follow-ups. Now Denfort 3, oh boy. Now this is why most people play Ganryu, because it's +5 on hit. It forces them in crouch. It's 16 frame, which is pretty fast for a low, and it's so suffocating. Like for example, on player 1 side, they can't do anything but Denfort 1. They're forced to block Denfort 1. They can't step it. On player 2 side, they can't. 2-1 will hit sidestepping and mashing. So, and of course, Denfort 3 and Denfort 1 is a frame trap, and on player 1 side you can't step it if Ganryu is on player 1 side. So you at the walls. Now Denfort 3 into Denfort 3, you can backdash in the open with most characters. But against the wall, like I said earlier, Ganryu's wall game becomes much stronger with this low, because there's no pushback on hit, so you can actually loop it. If they're afraid to challenge you, you can loop it. So yeah, Denfort 3 is definitely a must-use low with Ganryu. Denfort 4-1, I think it's a bit underused because it is mastery on hit, but it is safe on block, and it shields as well. So even though it's a high, the second hit's a high, it does chill on block. So it's a good as a mid safe natural poke. 27 damage, which is nice for a mid poke. Sorry, mid-high poke, but it chills. So it's pretty good for what it is. Of course, this is combo filler normally. This is combo filler normally. Denfort 2+3. Now in Tie 2 this was better because you got like a full combo off it. But in Tekken 7 it got nerfed a little bit, so it's an unseeable knockdown low. I think in the open 1+2 is free if you time it well. Yeah, see, 1+2 should be guaranteed. Let's see if I can make him quick stand. Yeah, as far as I know, this is guaranteed. So it's a pretty strong option in the open. But against the wall, you got a free FC down for 1+2, which is the scoop low into a flip over mix up. So it's okay to throw out sometimes. The risk reward is it's kind of risky because it's launch and block, but it's there anyway. It's there. Now down for 1+2. It's a hit confirmable mid string, 16 frames, so it's pretty 20 frames. Sorry, it's 20 frame startup on the first hit. So against the wall, it was a hit confirmable mid splat. It was quite easy to hit confirm. So if you think they're gonna like just randomly duck against the wall, you can splat them. So yeah, very good. And the second hit is safe, of course. Dam 1 was also really good because it's really good for OP more so, or if you think they're gonna freeze up, you can use Dam 1. So it's +7 on hit, and on block it's +3. And there's a counter launcher. So I like it after a wall ender. Like if you're not sure what they're gonna do, I really like it after a wall ender. So for example, they're forced to block it. So it's really good after a wall ender anyway. And if you know they're really gonna respect you, you kind of cheese them out a little bit because it goes into sit. And now this mix up is totally fake, by the way, because the mid is a lot slower than the low, and it's the only options he has. But I'll just go into sit because he's blocking it. Yeah. So the low is an unseeable low launcher. But it's a bit fake because the mid is a lot slower, so there isn't really a mix up. But Dam 1's definitely good though for Oki situations, because it hits ground as well. It's really rare to have a mid that hits grounded and it's plus on block, but Ganryu has like at least one of them or two of them. Dam 1+2 is a really good to approach with because it's +1 on block. It's also +1 on hit, which is kind of weird. It's 16 frames, so it's a little bit slow, but it's really good to approach with because of the range. So for example, Dam 3 on hit, if you think they're going to backdash, you can do Dam 1+2 to catch up with them. And if you think they're going to press buttons on block, you can headbutt them. So his headbutt was 10 frame and gave a follow up on counter. The Dam 1+2 is definitely a move worth using with Ganryu. And on counter hit, he gets like a little hug mix up, like a little throw mix up. He goes to like a hug stance and he has a few grabs out of it. So there you go. He has Dam back to now. It's a snake edge. Obviously, it's like online meme move. But it's there if you think for high crushing purposes, etc. So Dam 2 is there for high crush purposes or whatever, and online launcher. Back 111. It's okay. On counter, it's all guaranteed. I'll second it anyway. On second it on counter, the third is a natural on counter, and it's a +3 on block. It's the same as Dam 1. It's the same as Dam 1, so it ends into Dam 1, and then you can go into sit stance or whatever. But I wouldn't recommend going to sit anyway. Now back 2-1. Now this is one of Ganryu's main moves, but it is kind of gimmicky because you can punch parry the second hit, or you can slice up left the second hit. But if they're not doing anything about it, if they don't have a punch parry or they can't step it or whatever, like bigger characters for example, you can approach it back 2-1. It has a tiny bit of high crush. It's +1. It can go into stance. So for example, stuff like this. And it has follow-ups. If they try to interrupt, it has a follow-up in the third hit. So it does this. And 1+2 is free afterwards. It has a low option as well, but it's kind of gimmy. I think it's seeable, but it's a little bit gimmy, I think. But this is one of Ganryu's main approach tools if the opponents can't deal with it. If they can deal with it, then of course it's apt. But it can be hard to deal with this if you're not ready for it. So you have to be like ready to step it, you have to be ready to interrupt. Ready to punch parry it, I mean, sorry. So, it's a second hit, that is. Otherwise it's pretty strong. Back 1+2, definitely worth using with Ganryu because it's his 10 frame Punisher. It's guaranteed awesome stuff like jab on counter or 4-2-1 on counter, 4-2-1 on normal hit into it. And It's also good as a panic move because on counter hit, you get free follow up with 4+2, and at the wall, it becomes a lot scarier because he actually has a 10 frame wall splat. So obviously that makes his chop a lot scarier at the wall, for example. So back 1+2, it's a pretty good panic move and a pretty good confirm of some stuff. If you think your opponent's going to overextend on pressure, give him the head, you know. 4-4-2, I thought was okay because it's safe. It has range, it's safe, and on counter hit it goes into the hook mix up. But he has different grabs from this one. He has this throw for 1, he has this throw for 2, and he has a launching grab for 1+2. Into free back 1+2. Into free thick back 1+2. So 4-4-2 is okay. 4-4-3 is really good in my opinion. It's one of the best Oki moves in the game because it's +5 on block. So you're forced to block, it's +5. It's some stuff, after some stuff like headbutt, 4-4-3 is guaranteed because if they try to get up kick or they try to spring kick, it's guaranteed. Like I'll show you for example. If they spring kick, they can't do anything, but if they recovery kick, which is the fastest get up kick, if you time it well, you can counter hit them for it. And you should be able to combo off it, I think. Yeah, no. Okay, you can't combo off it apparently. But it's still a really strong Oki tool anyway, because it's guaranteed after some stuff. If they side roll, for example, it hits. If they side roll the other way, it hits. If they tech roll, if they back roll, they're forced to block it. And if they tech roll, this is where the delay is important because if you do it immediately, they whiffs on tech roll, so you have to delay it. So it hits tech roll. Yeah, see, you have to delay it so it hits tech roll as well. So delay 4-4-3 is guaranteed after some moves. 4-4-1+2, this is his main whip punisher, is the clap. It's technique frame at the fastest, and then you have to factor in board input movement frame data startup as well. So his clap, it's high, but it's safe. It's safe on block. As you can see, it's safe on block. It's a natural hit launcher. It's a really good punisher. So if you think they're going to do something, you force a whiff, and then the whiff, and you clap them. And the combo is something like this. Almost something like that. So definitely a move you should do with Ganryu. Even just throwing that randomly, do an interrupter approach. Because at fastest is a 13 frame launcher at fastest. So just interrupter approach with 4+2. And it's safe anyway, so whatever. So back forward 1 was back sway, blow mid. You had a little situation on hit. 7.14 is guaranteed, as far as I know. And you can mix up with 2-1-2 if they hold back. You can do 2-1-2 in the back. If they hold them back, you can hit them with them for 2. If they hold them back, you can hit them with them for 2. Hold them back, sorry, them back, them for 2. Hold back, 2-1-2. As far as I know, that's a mix-up anyway. And 7.14 is always guaranteed. Vault upper is +5 on block. Nah, this is not too strong, I think, but it is +5 on block. And the combo is you're gonna cross under, side switch, and do something like this. And it's +5 on block. While running with +2 is okay. It's pretty good too because it's +9 on block. And it's +32 on hits. Now nothing's guaranteed, but you're really plus. So anything you do can't be interrupted. So it's a really good move to approach with. It's a bit slow, but it's very good to approach with. Half circle forward too. So his deep bucker is really good because it's a safe wall bent. It's a safe wall bent. So it's good to catch people like kind of randomly ducking. Very, very good to catch people randomly ducking, so definitely use this against the wall. It just makes this wall game a lot scarier. While standing 1, so he's left him crouch a lot. Like after back 1, 2, he's left him crouch. So while standing 1 is his 13 frame Punisher. Actually, is his mainly his 13 frame Punisher, but it's a good mid from crouch as well because it has a low follow up, which is not this is all natural. This is natural, of course, and it's 0 on hit, the second hit, and the first one is +8. So it's a really good kind of gimmick string to make them hesitate because of the follow up. You can do like while standing 1 and then tempo 3 for example, or while standing 1 mid, or if they try to interrupt, just continue to string. So it's just something. So while standing 2 is a man starting a launcher. It's just standard 60 frame launcher. Just standard really, not the same more, just a launcher. This FC down 1 is really good because it's a safe low. It's -7, it's a safe low. And has follow-ups as well, so FC down 1-1. So low. So if you think they're gonna do something, you can loop it almost. FC down 1, while standing 4 for example. His while standing 4 is beefy as well. So you can kind of loop it until the force do something about it and then hit them with mids. His FC game is pretty nice too. So yeah. FC down 1's pretty good. It has a bunch of follow-ups as well, so it has mid, blah blah blah. And mid-high as well. So yeah, FC down 1 you can really mess up the opponent with. So that's Ganryu in a nutshell. And let's talk about stance a little bit. So thick 3, I mean Tachi, I call it thick for reasons. But the 3 is a +9 on hit low. Because remember I was talking about 2-1. So 2-1 on hit, it's a real mix-up. You can only rage art. You can hop kick, but you can't power crush, but you can rage art. So the gap is pretty small. I think it's like 6 frame gap. So 2-1 on hit into 3 is real, or 2-1 on hit into the mid confirmed. So the Tachi 4-1 is his mid option, and this also is his combo filler as well. So yeah, that's and there's an armored grab as well out of 1+2 armored move as well. And another move is forward 1+3, forward 3+4. Sorry, it's a power crush. This man starting, it's the only man starting, but at range you can space it out, and it can be hard to punish on block if you space it out properly at like max range. Like some characters Childs will whiff, or some characters Punishers will whiff, and it has a little bit of high crush in it as well built in. They actually can go under some jobs anyway. So definitely a good move. Definitely a good move. So if you think it's just another tool in this wall game because of wall splats. And so let's talk about standing. That's pretty much almost all of his group moves. Like there's obviously some moves I'm missing. Maybe they're not that important anyway, but I definitely talks about nearly all of the important moves that he has. And so, okay, so his standing punishment, so back 1+2 is his 10th frame, his headbutt is his 10th frame, ball frame is 2-1, and remember, go into the mix, stance into the mix, it's guaranteed. So 2-1 into the low, 2-1 into the mid. His 13th frame is 10.14, but to be honest, just do 2-1. Just do 2-1s for 13th frame as well. His 14th frame, if you can do it, his 14th frame is his clap. If you can do it. It could be his 13th frame as well if you're like frame perfect. But I think it's more viable for 14th frame. Otherwise, you can do 4-1+2 for 30 damage and wall splat. It's also pretty good with Punisher as well. At range it's also pretty good with Punisher, and it's pretty good for pushback stuff as well. And for 16th frame, if you can't do the clap, for 16th frame it's 10 for 2. His while standing punch means, like everyone else, Dick Chabo 10 frame in while standing. 11 frame, like most characters, while standing for it. Now his is pretty beefy because it does 20 damage. So it's pretty good. For 15 frame, it's while standing 1-2 for 31 damage. 14 frame, now this is pretty good for Ganryu. 14 frame is his FC temper 2. FC temp is something like this. So it's pretty good. 14 frame Punisher is pretty good. And at range, you can do it as a range with Punisher. See, if you're backdashing and going to FC, you can do FC temper 2 to punish some stuff because of the speed and range compared to his other stuff. So pretty good at Whip Punisher at range as well. For 60 frame is his while standing 2. Has a better combo potential than FC Temper 2. So if you can do while standing 2, do this. Because you get this. And that's it really for Ganryu. I will link in the description a bunch of combos, staples. I won't go over combos too much because that could take up a whole video. I'll just link some in the description below this video. And that's it for Ganryu. I hope it helps. I know I'm not like a Ganryu specialist, but I think I know a fair bit about the character because I played him a lot in Tide 2. Not as a main character or like as for fun, so I know a fair bit about the character. So that's it. Thanks for watching guys and take care.